Hey guys, and welcome to another battle report. So this is the second game of our local club tournament, and I'm facing off the Infernal Dwarf and a very beautiful looking army. So check out the picture very carefully of in the battle report. So to start with his list, first of all he got Kadim Incarnates behind that forest, and they are flying. Then he got 2 units of warriors with blunderbusses and full command on them. Then 1 infernal engine, and next to that on the hill 2 hobgoblin chieftain on wolves. And then he got an overlord on a bull with the Ankh hammer, who gives 2+ strength and D3 wounds against flammable target. He also got the ring of desiccation, so everyone in base contact to him is flammable, and the bull have some flaming attack, so it's a very good combo. Then he got a Kadim Titan and 2 more Kadim Incarnate unit who are also flying, and I think both of them have the champion upgrade. Yeah, for my list, the first thing I dropped was one of the fast cav. Then he dropped Hollow's army to get the first turn, and then I just try to keep my whole army away from the blunderbuss uses, because that unit will make short work of my big peasant buses. So I got another fast cav on that side to keep his blunderbusses away. Then the Crusader, who could move either left or right to that impasse terrain, what I need him to do. Then I got a big peasant levy block with Castellan in it, so he got devastating charge. Then I got in the middle there to give the leadership bubble, the Duke with the virtue of audacity, so reroll to wound and hit against strength and toughness 5, strength or toughness 5 or better, as well as gain stubborn in the unit of Knights Forlorn with the standard of discipline, talisman of Roland, so they get a extra boost to the war chip against missiles. Behind them I got my archer bunker with my level 2 Path of White. I got the Phoenix Rises, Arcane Illusion, and Fire Convocation. I don't remember the name of it, but the big spell. And 1 level 1 Path of Wilderness with the signature spell. Then I got another unit of Peasant Levy with spears this time, and in that I got my Reliquary. So my plan here is push up the peasants, have the Knights Forlorn behind them giving the leadership bubble, and let his big monsters eat at them as long as possible, and then in turn 5-6 charge with the knights and mop up whatever is remaining of him. Then in the corner I got my 2 trebs, hopefully I can snipe out his general. Then I got 2 units of Knights Aspirant, Crusader upgrade. Hopefully they can charge his Kadim Infernal, who will fly closer to my line and hopefully hold them up for a turn or 2. Maybe if I'm lucky even break them. And then I got another fast cav and the brigade units who will move up and hopefully put some wound onto his overlord. And that's my deployment, and he will get the first turn because he drops everything first, and the objective will be the banner 1, so he will have to kill my peasants and my Knights Forlorn unit, and I have to kill his 2 infernal warrior units with blunderbusses. So he pushes up the first turn. I didn't have any picture of it because nothing of notice has happened, but as you can see he's pretty fast. You can see on the picture I throw my Crusader into his Kadim Titan to hopefully hold him up 1 turn so he cannot charge in his turn, and then I will send in my Peasant Levy onto him. My Spearman charges the Hobgoblin Chieftain who's standing in front of them. He did not want a double shot from the 2 peasant unit into his Kadim Titan, as well as I throw my 2 Knights Crusader into one of his units to hold them up, hopefully if I'm lucky. And that was basically my movement. And here is how I moved on the other flank. My plan here is keep away from his shooting. Hopefully his overlord will charge one of my fast cav. I will flee he will probably make the redirect. I will flee again, and I will hold him up for one more turn if I'm lucky enough. So that's the plan with the fast cav. And here's a picture of peasant spearman killing off the hobgoblin chieftain, and we did manage to move into that ruin and suffer some dangerous terrain, so a couple of peasants died from that. And here you can see his Kadim Titan didn't do so well against my Crusader. He only killed 5 of them, and I'm stubborn, leadership 10, rerollable, so I stick. You can also see there is a dice in front of his general. His general got 1 wound remaining cause the trap hit and did 4 wounds to him, and then one of my peasant fast cav shot at him and also did a wound, so his overlord only have 1 wound remaining, and that's so nice. Over here we do manage to win combat, or draw it at least. Anyway, we stick, all of us, so nothing important on this, but you can see I have taken out one of the Kadim Infernal, and he have killed 3 of my knights. For his turn 2, you can see his other Kadim unit have charges my spearmen in the flank, and one of them have died thanks to my hitting him and the dangerous terrain test. He killed some of my unit. I did manage to get Phoenix Rises off them previous turns, so they got +1 strength. You can see his engine actually stopped a couple of 1 inch in front of them, and the Kadim Titan have actually managed to kill off the Crusader. And you can see in the top of this picture that's his other Kadim Infernal, Incarnate maybe was their name, have broken my peasant Crusader, and they're running away. They did get away, and yeah, that was basically it for his turn. You can see his lord have shot one of my peasant cav. He could only see 1. I fled off the board, he failed charge, and he ended up over there. So for the human guy's turn number, let's see, 2. I have the Reformed Spearman to face off his Kadim Infernal, and my Knights Aspirant rally in front of his other Kadim, so they cannot do anything harmful. My Peasant Levy block charges into his Kadim Titan, thinking because I can reroll 1, I got my ward, I have a good chance of doing some wounds to him. But he's so brutal because you have to reroll 6s to wound him, and I only wound on 6 because he is toughness 6 or 7. So it's hard to do wounds to that guys without the Treb's help, unfortunately. But anyway, that's my turn. In magic phase, I did get off Phoenix Rises on my Peasant Levy with Spear, and I did manage to kill all of his Kadim Infernal, and I reformed to take his train in the front, as well as my Peasant Levy charging his Kadim Titan. I think I did a wound, maybe. He didn't do so good against me though. So for the Infernal Dwarf turn 3, his Kadim Infernal fly over my Knight's Crusader and charge the flank of my Spearman, and his what's it called, the engine charges the front of my peasants, and that's his movement. He keeps his overlord away behind that impasse terrain from my 1 remaining Treb, who can actually still fire. The other one misfire and cannot shoot anymore for that game, and the other Kadim Infernal trying to move closer to my line. But I'm pretty happy with how the games developed, because both his Infernal Warrior unit have not laid down a single shot for the whole game. They have pretty much just marched towards me, and my peasants are grinding against his big monster, and I have even killed one of his Kadim units, and so everything goes as planned so far. And this is after combat. you can see that he have done some pretty harsh wounding on my spearmen. So they are taking some heavy losses, and his Kadim Titan have reformed. I think he actually lost first turn, but he sticked. Anyway, now he won and he could reform, and he reformed to his flank, because every one of these guys have this special rule that everyone in base contact with them at the start of any close combat suffer a strength 4 hit, and that's such a brutal if you have a peasant horde like me. So I get a little bit worried about how to handle this couple of units, but everything is staying as far so far. Well, for my turn 3, not a lot of notice happened. I did get Phoenix Rises off of my spearmen to give them +1 strength. I shoot a wound to his Hobgoblin Chieftain with my bowman, and the trap misses. So, and you can see my spearmen taking some very heavy losses, and even the peasant leader with halberd are suffering some heavy losses as well. So that's not good at all. But when they die, they will open a way for my Knights Forlorn to charge, so that's good. So they will hopefully last 1 or 2 more turns if I'm lucky. For the Infernal Dwarf, turn 4, and now you see he's really coming towards me. His Overlord charges into the flank of my Peasant Levi. He realized that it's better to have him there than letting my Treb try to lob at him and hope for the best. And yeah, hopefully I can sneak a wound to him with my Peasant Levi attacks if I'm lucky. And you can see his other Kadim Infernal up closer to my line now, and I'm feeling really cornered. So that's it for his movement phase. And this picture is after combat, and you can see now my spearmen, they are on the brink of dying. This is before him rolling at my peasant leader with halberd, I guess, because they haven't suffered too much of punishment yet. Well, this is bad. This is after my turn. Actually, I didn't manage to do much in my turn. I did shoot down his Hobgoblin Chieftain with some arrows, but that's it. He actually saved his breath weapon for this turn with his Overlord to make my Peasant Levy break. They were not steadfast anymore, so they have suffered some heavy losses. The good thing is the Kedai was still frenzy, so he had to overrun, and he cannot see anything, I don't think. His Overlord can charge in his turn 5, which is bad, unfortunately. So yeah, I have, as you can see, moved out my damsels out of the archer unit, so he cannot land and charge them. He could charge Knight Forlorn. I'm happy to it. I will hopefully kill him. He could charge the bowman. I will flee, and then he gets a fail charge and stuck, and either charge the Forlorn or the spearman, which may put him in a bad position anyway. So I'm pretty okay with how this thing turned out. But yeah, you can see here for his turn 5, I think his Overlord charges my archer. I choose to flee. He passes his redirect and charge into the spearman. His Kadai move up over there, and his Kadim move over there, and his Kadim in Carnate move to flank my Knights Forlorn. And yeah, not much else happened. He moves up his Blunderbusters unit to shoot at my fast cab behind us ruin, and that's it for his movement. And this is what happened in combat. So this is after my turn 5. My fast cab didn't take too many losses toward the Blunderbusters, so basically I just throw them as conga line in front of his Kadim. Then I throw my 2 mages in front of his other Kadim unit to stop them from charging my flank. I choose to charge the Overlord, who had killed his way out of combat, because all of my spearmen were dead, but not the Reliquary. But he couldn't fit his Overlord into that combat, so it was out of combat. I charge him, he chose to flee, and I redirected into the engine so hopefully I can just squish that thing. I did manage to survive the reliquary because of my champion took a challenge. I haven't lost him yet against his overlord and kept him away from combat. If I'm not... No, I couldn't have a champion. He just killed all of my spearmen. And that's it for my movement. And this is very lucky for me. My archer brigade unit shoot at his overlord and managed to take off the last wound on him. So that was very much appreciated. He didn't have too much. He had some 5-up armor, and I don't think he ever have a war save or maybe a 6-up or something, but it wasn't good at all. So it was pretty easy to kill, relatively easy to kill. Well, in the combat, as you can see, I didn't manage to kill him off. His KoE champion is within a challenge with my BSB, and my BSB have the fire helm, so he 2-up ward, and my BSB cannot do much towards him. You can see my 2 mages are missing, and my fast cap, his Kadim charges the fast cap all run off the board. His Kadim Inferno, one of them charges my mage, did catch him and reformed like that. The other one unit of dwarves, infernal warriors, shoot down my other damsel, so my mages are gone, but I did manage to get Phoenix Rises off of my knights forlorn, so that's good. So they managed to do everything but 1 wound onto his engine, and his Kadim Infernal are taking some heavy losses to that combat, but they both stick, unfortunately. But I do manage to kill off both of that units in my turn, his turn 6, so I reform like that. So over to my turn number 6, I reform like that because I could see both the Kadim incarnates and as well as his infernal warriors. And yeah, this is actually after my movement. My Knights Forlorn first charges infernal warriors. They choose to flee. They end up right in front of my brigade unit. They charge them and run them down, which was so nice. I just then redirected with my Knights Forlorn into his Kadim the Incarnate. Hopefully I can kill them, but you never know, they are tough as nail. So maybe not if I'm unlucky. You can see the reliquae are standing in the middle of the board there doing nothing, and I managed to land a lucky trap shot into his warrior unit up at the top of this picture, killing some of them, make them fail a panic check, and they run away, so I get half point for that unit as well. And that's all of the picture I have. I think I managed to kill 2 of his Kadim incarnates in the combat over there. But that's the game, actually. And it ended up being a victory thanks to a good last couple of turns with killing the Overlord and making one of his warrior die and one of his other warrior units flee, giving me a victory of, if I'm not mistaken, a 11-9. It could be more, but I don't really remember. He got some... None of us managed to score the objective, and he got a lot of stuff from me, my damsels, my peasant living, my reliquae, a lot of chaff units. So yeah, he scored a lot of points of me. And that's the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment if you have anything to say or any question. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Feel free to like and start subscribing if you haven't already. And that's it. Have a nice one.